One of my favorite quotes is by Theodore Roosevelt. He talks about the man in the arena. He talks about how the critic doesn't count. All the credit goes to the man who's willing to fail, the man who's willing to have errors, the man who's willing to be in the arena. So in this video, I want to talk about what does it mean to be a man in the arena? What does it mean for you to be a leader amongst leaders? What are the 5 characteristics that every single man must follow to become the man in the arena? Let's begin. Okay, just because you're the boss or you own the company doesn't mean that you're a leader. A leader is someone who inspires, who guides, who influences other people to follow a common goal. But you can't lead by the silence. The problem is that most men think they are leaders, but they're leading by the silence. They're not leading by example. See, a leader must be in the arena. A leader must be in the battlefield. A leader must be in the game. Because people want to follow those men that are putting in the work. They're not just talking about putting in the work. See, when everybody's talking about doing something, the man in the arena steps in and gets shit done. That's what it means to be a man in the arena. See, he's not worried about what people may say. He's not worried about the critics. He's not worried about what people say, think, or they criticize. He knows who he is. He knows deep inside that he serves one master and one master only, which is his truth. And he believes that his truth comes from a higher power. He believes that he's being guided. See, every single man that has been in the arena believes that he's been called to lead. And he doesn't get distracted by shiny objects because he knows that shiny objects gets him killed on the arena. He understands that he has to focus and finish what he starts. That's what separates those men who are just the critics or those men who are the silence, are finishing what you start. See, most men are great at starting something, but the man in the arena actually finishes what he sets his mind to. But see, he expects people to criticize him. He expects people to doubt him. As a matter of fact, he thrives on being underestimated, and he over-delivers time after time. Why? Because he knows that people are talking about him. He knows that people are doubting him, and he gets fueled by the doubts. He gets fueled by the criticism. See, but he's not interested in showing off because he knows that showing up is what matters. Showing up in the arena, showing up when it counts. And he's not afraid of failure because he understands there's something bigger than the fear of failure, which is the fear of regret. See, that fear of regret is what keeps him going. That fear of regret is what gives him the drive. He understands that not everyone has the capacity to succeed in life. But if he doesn't try, he will regret it for the rest of his life. See, the man in the arena is a different breed. He's not afraid to step into the darkness to find his light. And he knows he has a million excuses why not to step into the arena. He has a million excuses why he shouldn't do it, but he only focuses on one simple reason. That's all he needs. One reason to show up. One reason to lead. When he sets his mind into doing something, he doesn't stop until he gets it done. He doesn't stop until he accomplishes. He knows that he's not perfect, and the world reminds him every single day of his imperfections. The world reminds him every single day of his weaknesses. But he understands that he has to focus on progress. That every single trial, every single tribulation, every single challenge just makes him stronger. And he understands that life is going to be hard. He's not asking for an easy life, but he learns from every single struggle. Every single challenge he uses to his advantage. And that's why he turns pain into fuel. See, he leaves everything on the battlefield. He has no regrets because he understands that when it's time for him to leave the battlefield, when it's time for him to step out of the arena, he's given everything he's got. He has no regrets. So let's talk about the 5 characteristics of the man in the arena. Number 1 is he knows who he is. He understands that he's been chosen to lead. He believes without a shadow of a doubt that he's been chosen in this path. See, every entrepreneur that I know, every high achiever has this belief system that he's been called to greatness. He's been called to the next level. And he understands that nothing in life is a coincidence. That everything is happening exactly how it's supposed to happen. Every failure, every struggle, every challenge has a purpose. And because the man in the arena knows who he is, he knows that he's being guided. Number 2 is he has a mission, a man with a mission. See, it's not enough to have a dream. It's not enough to have a vision. The moment that you turn that dream into a vision and that vision into something bigger than you, it becomes a mission. it becomes something greater than you. It becomes something that's worth fighting for. See, he knows that the odds are against him. He knows that it may be a chance that he's gonna fail, but he believes that it's worth it. And number 3, he believes in abundance. He doesn't live in scarcity. He believes that life is constantly giving him exactly what he needs to grow, so he gives more than he expects to receive. So the man of the arena understands that it's not just about having a dream. The dream is the beginning. The moment that you start putting in the work, life is only gonna give you what you're willing to give life. That having a dream is not enough. You must be willing to pay the price. And every single day, if you wanna live in abundance, you have to be willing to give. You have to be willing to pay the price. Number 4, he doesn't worry about what other people think, because he understands that critics are only an affirmation that he's in the right path. Because people are gonna talk, people are gonna criticize, but it is impossible for you to please everyone. So therefore, the moment that you start quieting down the voice of the critics, you actually focus on getting things done. Number 5, he knows how to win the war, because he understands that the battle is inside. The battle is between the man that he thinks he is and the man that he was called to be. See, that's how you win the war. Because every single day you have a choice. Every single day you either feed that man that you think you are, or you allow yourself to grow and expand to become the man you were destined to be. Every single time that you step into the arena, there's a chance that you may die. But that's what's gonna take for you to be willing to die for something, for you to be willing to fight for something. See, most men who are in the critic side, or most men who are standing by the silence, don't have nothing to die for, don't have nothing to fight for. That's why they're not willing to step into the arena. So my intention for you, as you watch this video, to ask yourself, am I the man on the arena? Do I have what it takes to step into the arena? Because unless you're willing to fight for something, unless you're willing to die for something, unless you're willing to stand for something, eventually you will fall for everything. Know who you are. Understand there's always going to be critics. Understand that you're being guided to lead. And most important, find something that's worth fighting for. Because at the end of the day, every single man has the right to step into the arena. But I know that 99.9% of men won't do it. Because it takes that 1% of men who have the courage to be able to fail over and over again to create a legacy and eventually succeed. It's not about a destination, it's about who you become in this process. The moment that you start owning the fact that you're being guided into the arena, the moment that you start realizing that the battle is within inside of you, then you're willing to fight the war. The war between the man that you were destined to be and the man that wants to keep you playing small. And most important, sign up to join me in the Men on the Arena Tour. This tour is gonna bring together men who are stepping into the arena to give you the insights, the processes, and the systems to help you lead with power. Click on the link on this video to join us in the Man on the Arena Tour, because the best is yet to come.
It's not the critic who counts. Not the man sitting in the stands pointing fingers, whispering from the shadows. Not the one who talks, but the one who bleeds. Not the one who watches, but the one who builds. Not the one who plays it safe, but the man in the arena. The man who rises, falls, and rises again. The man who goes to war, not with the world, but with himself. The man who refuses to be weak. The man who chooses power over excuses. The man who will either triumph or die trying. The question is, are you that man? Because in May 2025, the call has gone out, and only the strongest men will answer. Only the men willing to put it all on the line will stand shoulder to shoulder in an arena unlike anything you've ever seen before. For the first time, 7,000 plus men will gather in one place, dressed for war, standing for freedom, fighting for their power, their peace, their families, their legacies. This is not another seminar. This is not another motivational speech. This is war. A war for freedom, a war for power, a war for the souls of men. The men on that stage have walked this path. These are the strongest leaders and the most dangerous men, the kings, the warriors, and the builders of movements. They have fought, they have won, they have lost, and they have risen again. And now they are coming for you, to call you forward, to wake you the fuck up, to put the weight of your life back in your hands. This event is about personal power to produce, because weak men build nothing, weak men lead nothing, weak men create nothing. But you are not weak, you are a builder, a leader, a creator, and the man in the arena, and you will step into your true fucking power. Right now, you have two choices. Ignore this, close your tab, go back to your comfortable, disconnected, exhausted life, or You step up, you make the investment, you claim your place in the arena. This is your moment, because history doesn't remember spectators. It remembers the men who fought, who bled, who built legacies and outlived them. Which one will you be? The man in the arena is waiting. The event is coming. The seats are limited. The time to commit is now. Click on the link and secure your seat for the Man in the Arena Tour now.